AM 1050.
A Touch of Brass, a distributor of kitchen and bath fixtures, is seeking an internal auditor for its Chino, California office. Job duties include managing company financial documents, developing company budgets and protocols to reduce waste, and analyzing and reviewing business trends to forecast future revenues and expenses. A bachelor's degree in accounting is required. Mail resumes to HR 13832 Magnolia Avenue, Chino, California 91710.
This is 1050 AM KCAA Loma Linda and 106.5 FM Yucaipa.
I'm Chuck Kamlick, CNBC Radio. After a winter of stock market discontent, February could become Wall Street's first winning month since November. Still, we could see a small drop when the markets open today. Not much. Some billionaires are getting richer. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway saw record profits last quarter thanks to his savvy investments. And billionaire Carl Icahn is now offering to buy the rest of auto parts maker Federal Mogul in a deal that values that company at $1.2 billion. Best of times and worst of times for American workers. Here's the worst part of that equation. Food service company Cisco will cut 1,200 jobs over the next 15 months. Bank of America preparing big layoffs in its investment banking business. And Boeing may lay off a number of airplane engineers so it can remain competitive. And Leonardo DiCaprio's Best Actor win last night was the most tweeted Oscar event ever, with 440,000 tweets per minute. I'm Chuck Kamlick, CNBC Radio.
Did you know 1 in 50 people has a brain aneurysm? Every 18 minutes, a brain aneurysm erupts. Half of brain aneurysms result in death. Will it strike you or someone you love? The Brain Aneurysm Foundation is the globally recognized leader in brain aneurysm education, awareness, advocacy, support, and research funding. The Brain Aneurysm Foundation, raising awareness and ending fear. To learn facts at bafound.org. That's bafound.org. Did you know 1 in 50 people has a brain aneurysm? Every 18 minutes, a brain aneurysm erupts. Half of brain aneurysms result in death. Will it strike you or someone you love? The Brain Aneurysm Foundation is the globally recognized leader in brain aneurysm education, awareness, advocacy, support, and research funding. The Brain Aneurysm Foundation, raising awareness and ending fear. To learn facts at bafound.org. That's bafound.org.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard. For this morning, we've got sunny skies, a high near 84. Tonight, mostly clear, low near 54. Sunny with a high near 87 on Tuesday, mostly clear. Tuesday night, low near 54 once again. Sunny with a high near 84 on Wednesday. Wednesday night, partly cloudy skies, a low near 52. Thursday, mostly sunny and cooler with a high near 78. Thursday night, mostly clear, low near 50. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 77. Friday night, partly cloudy, a low near 51. Saturday, heading into your weekend, mostly sunny, a high of 76. Saturday night, chance of showers, mostly cloudy, a low near 50. That's your weather forecast for this hour from KCAA 106.5 FM and 1050 AM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
It's time for your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker. In Chino, the carpool lane is blocked on the 60 westbound after Central Avenue. A stalled car is blocking the carpool lane. The drive is jammed from the 15 and stays busy to the 57. In Riverside, there's stop-and-go traffic on the 91 westbound between Magnolia Avenue and Green River Road. The 71 south is busy between Euclid Avenue and the 91. In San Bernardino, slow traffic on the 210 westbound between the 15 and Foothill Boulevard. In Corona, there's an object on the roadway on the 15 northbound at Magnolia Avenue. Gravel is reportedly scattered across the roadway. In Ontario, accidents. Right lane is blocked on the 15 northbound at Highway 60. The 15 north before the 60 at Jackknife Big Rig is on the right shoulder. Crews are on the scene, blocking the right lane. The drive is slow from Limonite. In Moreno Valley, slow traffic on the 215 northbound between East Ridge Avenue and El Cerrito Martin Luther King. The 60 west is busy between Day Street and the 215. And in the Cajon Pass on the 15 northbound at Kenwood, an off-ramp is closed until April 9th. This has been your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. I'm Erin Brinker.
California headline news. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg releases a statement to employees about what he says are deeply hurtful uses of the company's Menlo Park signature wall. Workers can leave messages and sign their names. Zuckerberg reprimanding employees who crossed out Black Lives Matter messages, replacing them with All Lives Matter. Residents angry in Porter Ranch after a judge orders SoCal Gas to pay for residents to stay elsewhere for another 3 weeks. The utility appealing the court order.
SoCal Gas continues their lies and deception. It's endless. How many? This time it seems like they're specifically messing with people.
Matt Basuco with Save Porter Ranch, where many residents reported the smell of gas still in their homes after the 4-month-old gas leak was sealed last week. Vice President Joe Biden, among those who'll be in the Bay Area this weekend, attending a discussion first on finding a cure for cancer, and he'll later give the keynote address at the state Democratic Party convention. Geico weather, low 60s in the Bay Area, near 80 in parts of Southern California today. Jeff Scott, California News.
Want clearer skin? For just $19.95, get Proactive. And a rotating deep cleansing brush, a $45 value free. Get clear and stay clear, or your money back. Try Proactive. Call 1-800-644-5944. 1-800-644-5944.
Control, do you like mortgages? Negative. Over. Do you like rockets? Affirmative. Over. Do you like rocket mortgages? I'm listening. Over. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans is the first on-demand mortgage machine that turns the entire mortgage process into a fast, powerful, completely online experience. Copy that, QL1. I'm going to go ahead and push this button in 3, 2, 1. Rocket Mortgage at QuickenLoans.com. Push button, get mortgage.
Rocket. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 33.
If your computer is running slow, go to MyCleanPC.com and get a free computer diagnosis. In minutes, you can activate MyCleanPC software to clean out the junk that may be slowing down your computer. Increase your computer speed today with MyCleanPC.com. That's MyCleanPC.com.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know.
Good morning. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. Tobin is still out sick, so Todd's joining us today. And, of course, he's always welcome. It's always fun to have him on the show. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. The Oscars were this weekend. And of course, we'll be talking about that. But before we get started, I want to let everybody know all the ways they can listen to KCAA, this show included. You can go to 106.5 on the FM dial, 1050 on the AM dial, or to kcaaradio.com, and there you'll find links to all of our social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. You'll also find our embedded Ustream feed. We have a camera here in the studio. You can click a button if you just want to listen online. If you say you're going into LA or OC and you want to have this strong signal the whole way there, and you have an Apple device, you can use the TuneIn app. Just search for KCAA Radio. Then if you are doing that, you want to find our show, look for The Morning Show. We're listed as The Morning Show because we're on the Brink, The Morning Show. If you have an Android device, you can do the same thing at kcaaexpress.com. And if you have none of the above, you can call 832-999-1050. That's 832-999-1050 to listen. It's a call to listen. And if you want to catch our podcast, go to kcaamorningshow.com. So I think I got everything. So how you doing this morning, Todd?
Who am I?
I did the same thing with me. Like, who am I? Seriously.
It's morning. Woo! I'm doing pretty good, actually. Doing pretty good. Flipped my mattress last night and slept like a baby.
I need to do that.
My mattress, when you go buy a mattress, it's a big investment. You spend a lot of time, thinking about it and laying on different mattresses. And we got a nice mattress. It was a quality mattress. I've never been particularly happy with this one. The one I had prior to this one. And, mattresses are like 10, 15-year type of things or more. And it was one of those that kind of got like these little valleys where I slept, So I slept in this little ditch on my bed. And so I'm very happy to now have a flat spot, at least for a while, until my bulk creates a new ditch.
Well, that's not good for your back. I mean, that's the thing. If a bad mattress can really mess up your back's alignment. If you already have back issues, that's
which I do. So,
yeah,
as you know. So, yeah, it's nice to have something that was a little bit flatter, at least for the time being.
So, did you watch the Oscars last night?
I did.
Were you surprised about Leo?
Not really. I think that what was that? His sixth nomination. I think it was probably. I think a lot of people felt he was due. Whether or not that was his best performance ever, I don't know. But he was. It was one of those things where I think that I think a lot of the winners were very correct and gracious in saying that they were honored to be amongst the group of people that were nominated. There were just a lot of really talented people there.
So it looks like Mad Max cleaned up early on.
They did, but it was funny because as they were winning those things, I kept saying out. In fact, I was just saying out loud. It's like, yeah, they're winning everything that's behind the camera, but nothing in front of the camera. But they won all kinds of was it special effects, sound editing, score. They were just
makeup and hairstyling.
Well, they didn't win score. I take that back. Marconi won score for the Hateful Eight. And it was his first Oscar after, he did all those spaghetti westerns that Clint Eastwood was in and all that. Just classic sound, that. I mean, that's him, and that's
iconic.
Yeah. And so it was kind of cool to see, him and he being an Italian, spoken Italian and had to have a translator up there. He's one of the few people I don't think that they started playing music over.
So the best adapted screenplay is a movie that I have not seen, but I really want to see it, and that's The Big Short. Have you seen that?
I haven't. Unfortunately, I go to some movies, but I mean, I haven't seen a good number of the nominated movies. I've seen a few. I saw Mad Max, and I mean, as much as I enjoy movies, it seems to me, and I know this is an old cliche, but it seems like the things that win awards are kind of the more heavy drama type movies, and I personally don't find those particularly appealing. Apparently, those who are in the acting field find those kinds of roles great.
Well, because they're meaty, they can really get into a character. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm more of a action and romantic comedy kind of guy, and so I go to a movie for entertainment, and it's tough to have entertainment about the entire economy of the United States crashing, about priests molesting children, about a woman locked in a room because she was, kidnapped and molested. I mean, these were three of the top movies this year. Those aren't exactly feel-good movies.
No, they're not. Actually, I have to tell you, this desire to escape into ridiculousness. The one movie that I've gone to see lately has been Zoolander 2, which is utter nonsense, and I enjoyed because it was just brain candy. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is very often the popular movies aren't the ones that necessarily are recognized by the Academy, because like you said, I think people who do that work, the actors and the people behind the scenes and stuff, they like the movies that they can kind of dig into and really focus on and like you said, the media roles, and sometimes those aren't necessarily the ones that we as the viewing public want to go to a lot.
And I have enough meat in my daily life with all the stress going out with the politics and all of that. I want a little candy when I go to the movies.
Well, I don't know. Politics has been a lot of candy lately.
That's true.
But
do you know what the number one movie on Netflix, and I don't know if it still is, but it was for a long time, was an absolutely absurd movie called The Ridiculous Six, which is Adam Sandler. Have you seen it?
That was a made-for-Netflix movie.
Adam
Sandler did a deal with Netflix to do a series of movies. And you know what? I started to watch it, and I thought it was so bad, I shut it off.
Oh, Tobin and I watched the whole thing, and we laughed, and we sat there and said, this is terrible, and we couldn't stop watching. It was intentionally terrible. And it, when it was done, we had a good time, and we laughed, and we loved it.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I said, I like action and kind of romantic comedies. Some of the really farcical comedies, I just don't enjoy that much.
Yeah,
I don't, and that's just me. And I get that it's very funny and very popular, and a lot of people love them and have a great time. And sometimes I do too. It's just, it just catches me in the right mood. But that's just not. I like Zoolander. The first one, I won't see the second one. I saw the first one. I didn't see it in the theaters. I saw it afterwards, and I was like, okay, But I can see how that's really appealing to a lot of people.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
A lot of fun.
If you know that you're going in to see something colossally stupid, then it's okay. You keep it in perspective. If you're going in there expecting an Oscar-worthy performance, you're going to be really disappointed.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, Tobin saw Mad Max. Did you see Mad Max?
I did. That was one of the ones that I have seen. So,
and it was apparently excellent.
It is. It was one of my favorite movies of the year. I mean, like if right now, if somebody said, "What's your favorite movie?" Right now, the first movie that comes off of my tongue is Guardians of the Galaxy, and so. It's clearly a farcical romp through science fiction, right?
Yes. Yes.
Mad Max is a little less lighthearted, but it's also a romp through sort of this dystopian universe. It is action from the get-go. There's crashes and trucks, and it's all you have to really suspend disbelief a little bit in terms of this weird futuristic universe. But if you as a father of daughter, I was proud to see a female lead that's tough and no nonsense. It was a cool movie, a lot of fun, a lot of special effects.
Right on. So I need to see it. By the way, The Big Short is now on iTunes, so you can rent it on iTunes.
Yeah, I was going to say actually, quite a few of them are now on iTunes, so you can go there and purchase them. I'm sure they're also available for purchase at Amazon Prime.
So it is 6:15. It's time for a break. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. We'll be right back.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. A Touch of Brass, a distributor of kitchen and bath fixtures, is seeking an internal auditor for its Chino, California office. Job duties include managing company financial documents, developing company budgets and protocols to reduce waste, and analyzing and reviewing business trends to forecast future revenues and expenses. A bachelor's degree in accounting is required. Mail resumes to HR 13832 Magnolia Avenue, Chino, California 91710.
Hi, this is Steve Alador from Rancho Financial with the Mortgage Minute. With property values increasing, this might be the perfect time to do a loan checkup to see if it makes sense to refinance. Do you have an equity line? If your equity line is getting close to 10 years old, your payment is about to fully amortize. Coupled with the certainty that the feds will soon increase short-term rates, there might be a substantial jump in payment on your line of credit. If we combine your current loan, equity line, and possibly even some of your credit debt, there could be a substantial reduction in what you have to pay each month. Do you have VA eligibility? VA will allow 100% cash-out financing. This may be a perfect time to use your eligibility. We can go 85% cash out with FHA or 80% with a standard conventional loan. There are many possible options that could make a huge difference in your monthly payments. That's why you need a loan financial planner to provide you with all of your possible options. Give me a call, Steve Alador, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070, or go to loanfinancialplanner.com.
What is San Bernardino going to do with the Carousel Mall? Keep track of the mall development and more local news in the San Bernardino City News. Local sports, education, business, and entertainment news in print and online at sanbernardinocitynews.com. Join Sowing Seeds for Life on Monday, Leap Year Day, February 29th, for the 7th Annual Celebrity Golf Tournament to fight hunger. This year, the event will take place at the beautiful Glendora Country Club. Registration starts at 9 a.m. The shotgun start is at 10. For more information or to register, please call 909-392-5777. 909-392-5777. This is Joe Lyons. I hope to see you at the Sowing Seeds Leap Day Golf Tournament.
Tired of spending too much money on an ad and then trying to find your ad in the newspaper, buried among hundreds, even thousands of other ads? Isn't it time you got a great deal when you were trying to sell that car, that dining room set, that refrigerator, or offering your handyman services? Now you can in the Nickel Shopper. For as little as $7.50 per week, your ad can be seen by thousands of eyeballs in the high desert, and they're getting the Nickel Shopper for free. Call today to place your ad in the Nickel Shopper, 760-646-3654, or go to thenickelshopper.com for all the details, 760-646-3654. The Nickel Shopper, now in the IE.
This is Joe Lyons. Go Red for Women is the American Heart Association's campaign to remind everyone that cardiovascular diseases are the number one killer of women. The good news, 80% of heart disease and strokes can be prevented with lifestyle changes. During Heart Month, schedule a Well Woman checkup to measure your blood pressure, cholesterol, and sugar. Invest an hour of your life to save the rest. For more information, visit goredforwomen.org. That's goredforwomen.org.
KCAA is your CNBC News affiliate. We're the station that gets down to business.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. We have Brandon McCormick in the booth. How you doing this morning, Brandon?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying not to get the cold that Tobin's had. Trying
I hope so.
As hard as I can. Yeah, we're singing this weekend. We have an event where I'm singing this. Tobin's not. I'm singing this weekend.
Yeah, let's hope Tobin's not.
Yes, and I swear,
my brother, but
I cannot be sick. I cannot be sick. I cannot just say that. I cannot be sick.
I was about to say you're a great singer. Please don't be sick.
No, thank you, thank you. No, I can't be. That's not an option. So I made homemade chicken soup this weekend. I'm gonna make more homemade chicken soup, and just try to take care of myself. Yeah, exactly. So the other big Southern California story this weekend was this Ku Klux Klan rally in Anaheim. That 3 were stabbed and 13 were arrested. Now, apparently, I didn't realize this, Anaheim has a long history of being a place where the Ku Klux Klan is from. So I didn't know that. They have a history that used to be several of their council members were Klan members, back in the 1920s. And of course, that was a long time ago, but it was brought up in this LA Times article. 3 people were stabbed and 13 others were arrested when a Klan rally in Anaheim erupted in violence on Saturday. A small group of people representing the Klan had announced that it would hold a rally at Pearson Park at 1:30 p.m. By 11 a.m., several dozen protesters had shown up to confront the Klan. About an hour later, several men in black garb with Confederate flag patches arrived in an SUV near the edge of the park. Fighting broke out moments after Klan members exited the vehicle. Some of the protesters could be seen kicking a man whose shirt read Grand Dragon. At some point, a protester collapsed on the ground, bleeding, crying that he had been stabbed. A Klansman in handcuffs could be heard telling a police officer that he stabbed him in self-defense. Several other people were also handcuffed. Witnesses say the Klansman used the point of a flagpole as a weapon while fighting with protesters. 2 other protesters were stabbed during the melee, one with a knife and the other with an unidentified weapon. This is according to Sergeant Darren Wyatt of the Anaheim Police Department. Brian Levine, a director of Cal State San Bernardino Center for the Study of Hate and Extremism, said he was standing near the KKK members when several protesters attacked them with 2x4s and other weapons. Several of the Klan members jumped into the SUV and sped off, leaving 3 others to fend for themselves, Levine said. Levine said that they had been trying to interview the KKK ringleader, whom he identified as William Quigg, an Anaheim resident. Quigg is the leader of the Loyal White Knights in California and other western states, a sect of the hate group that aims to raise awareness about illegal immigration, terrorism, and street crime. Levine said they see themselves as a Klan without robes, model themselves after David Duke, the Louisiana-based former Grand Wizard of the Klan, Levine said. Levine said he was standing next to Quigg when a crowd of protesters swarmed the Klan members. Levine said he pushed the Klan leader away as the violence continued and a protester was stabbed. Levine said he asked Quigg, "How do you feel that a Jewish guy just saved your life?" "Thank you," the Klan leader replied, according to Levine. So, it just was not a pretty sight there in Anaheim.
Yeah, not a place you would want to be, I think.
No, I mean, I understand why the professor went out there, given this is his field of study. But, I think that it used to be that if the Klan would show up, you'd have a couple of people protesting, but nobody would care because, 6 guys in white robes, who cares? But it's with all of the rhetoric coming from Donald Trump, with all of the rhetoric coming from, both sides of the aisle, it's people's tensions are higher. And so it was probably pretty
it's
understandable that something erupted.
The Black Lives Matter has been in the news. It was the night of the Oscars this happened prior to the Oscars, but it's, also the wrapping up Black History Month. And, I'm not quite sure why people who have all this hate in their heart wanted to go out and express it to the world. It's unfortunate, really unfortunate.
So, apparently, like I said, the Klan has a long and troubling history with the city. They were once dominant in Anaheim. 4 or 5 city council seats were held by Klansmen before a recall effort led to their ouster in 1924. At the height of the group's power in Orange County, nearly 300 Klansmen lived in Anaheim, patrolling city streets in robes and masks. A large KKK rally once attracted 20,000 people to the city. This is the 20s were a very different atmosphere. The 20s, the Klan nationwide was much more powerful in the 20s. Thank God it's not anymore. But the city itself has changed. I mean, it's not a Wonder Bread city anymore. Thank God. So, anyway, if.
Yeah, well, the stat says here that the Anaheim is now 52% Latino,
yes.
28% white.
Yes. Well, and the thing that struck me is, why weren't there more cops out there? If you knew that the Klan was going to be out there, there'd probably be there might be a chance of violence. Why weren't there more officers out there?
Yeah, or at least some officers out there. It doesn't sound as if there were any there initially, and although it's possible too that given their recent history, they may have thought exactly what you just said a minute ago. Was a few guys in bed sheets.
Exactly.
Who cares?
A few whack jobs.
I've been to Pearson Park. They have a swimming pool there, and I used to high school that I coached swam there for a period of time. And it's a kind of inner city park. There's some homeless people that pretty much live in the park. Although this time of year it's a little cold. It isn't right now cold, but usually in February it's a little cold. So I don't know what the population of the park is at this time of year, but and it's ringed with historic houses that have been there for years and years. But it's a good sized park. I mean, there's parking on either end of it, but it's a large park. And from the description, it sounds like it was like 1 or 2 SUVs and 6 or 7 guys. I mean, that's what it was. It wasn't like it was this giant rally. But yeah, it's if the people who came out to protest the Klan members being there knew about it, then the law enforcement had to know about it as well.
Yeah, they had to. So, and according to Anaheim Police Chief Raul Quesada, even if the majority of our community disagrees with a particular group who visits our city, we cannot stop them from lawfully gathering to express their opinion. That's true. They have a First Amendment right to do that. Violence is not acceptable, and we will arrest anybody who assaults another person or commits any other crime in our city. And that's from the police chief. I still think they should have been better prepared. Just because race relations are so tense right now, if you just look at Facebook, the people are saying things that I am dumbfounded that they are saying the depths of the racist things that are being said on Facebook. It really, really gobsmacks me.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of stories written about that too, with people who are on Facebook and on Twitter because it's faceless. There's just a lot meaner. There's, it's people seem to feel like there's no repercussions to saying just the most horrible things online.
Yeah.
Because they perceive it to be faceless, whether it's right or wrong. That just seems to be human nature.
But I think it's going to spill out. I mean, I think we're seeing it spill out. I think it can't just be on social media. It's going to reach a point where people are going to act upon all of this inflammatory rhetoric that we see. Not that, I'm not saying that we should stop people from using their First Amendment right. However, we need to know that if it starts to spill over, we have to take care of it.
I wonder if there'll be a social counterbalance. You know how we kind of recycle things with a new twist over time. Is it time for us to recycle sort of the '60s love and peace movement a little bit? Modernized for the 2016s or the 20-teens, I guess is the era. And for there to be a little bit more kindness, because if it becomes a socially unacceptable or socially uncool thing to flame online, maybe that'll take care of itself at some point. Would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. So, yeah. Well, I mean, this was the other big Southern California story. Certainly not as fun as the Oscars story, but, have to talk about it. Let's take a break at 6:28. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. We'll be right back.
KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station for the Inland Empire.
Here's the latest. I'm Mark Woolsey. Another Donald Trump blow-up. The Republican presidential candidate says he definitely disavows former Ku Klux Klan leader David Duke. Trump was on NBC's Today Show. He blamed a bad earpiece for his Sunday comments on CNN.
Frankly, he talked about groups. He also talked about groups. And I have no problem with disavowing groups, but I'd at least like to know who they are.
The billionaire had claimed he didn't know anything about Duke. At a rally in Virginia, Marco Rubio sought to call Trump out.
He was interviewed on CNN and asked to disavow the Ku Klux Klan. He refused to do it. He was asked to disavow and criticize David Duke. He said, I don't know who that is. He knows exactly who that is.
Rubio saying Duke and the Klan have no place in the conservative movement. The Congressional Hispanic Caucus Political Committee is expected to throw its support behind Hillary Clinton today. Meantime, rival Bernie Sanders is looking ahead to Super Tuesday, saying he needs to do better with the African-American vote. You're listening to the latest from 24/7 News. Spotlight wins the Academy Award for Best Picture at the Oscars last night.
This film gave a voice to survivors, and this Oscar amplifies that voice, which we hope will become a choir that will resonate all the way to the Vatican.
The film about the Boston Globe's investigation into the Catholic Church sex abuse scandal beat big-name pictures The Revenant and The Big Short. Spotlight starring Michael Keaton and Rachel McAdams. And Leonardo DiCaprio finally getting to take home an Oscar after 6 earlier nominations.
I thank you all for this amazing award tonight. Let us not take this planet for granted. I do not take tonight for granted. Thank you so very much.
DiCaprio talked about climate change during his acceptance speech after winning for The Revenant. His last Best Actor nomination was in 2013. An American college student North Korea has been holding for nearly 2 months is apologizing for committing a hostile act against the government, and he appeared at a staged news conference in the North Korean capital. I'm Mark Woolsey.
It's time for your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker. In Riverside, we have stop-and-go traffic on the 91 westbound between Pierce Street and Green River Road. The 71 south is busy between Pine Avenue and the 91. In Ontario, there's an accident. The right lane is blocked on the 15 southbound before Harupa Street. In Ontario, slow traffic on the 60 westbound between Haven Avenue and the 57 Orange Freeway. The 10 west is slow and go from Vineyard to the 57. The 210 west is busy in patches between Milliken and Foothill. In Fontana, we have an object on the roadway on the 10 westbound before Cherry Avenue. A tire tread is scattered in lane. CHP is running a brake to clear this. In Lake Elsinore, there's an accident. The shoulder is blocked on the 15 northbound at Lake Street. This is also a solo spin out in the center divider. In Corona, slow traffic on the 15 northbound between Wyrick Road and El Cerrito Road. In Ontario, there's an accident. The shoulder is blocked on the 15 northbound at the 60. A jackknife big rig is on the right shoulder. Continue to expect some slowing through the scene. And finally, in Moreno Valley, slow traffic on the 215 northbound between Alessandro Boulevard and University Avenue. The 60 west is busy between Day Street and the 215. This has been your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard. For this morning, we've got sunny skies, a high near 84. Tonight, mostly clear, low near 54. Sunny with a high near 87 on Tuesday, mostly clear. Tuesday night, a low near 54 once again. Sunny with a high near 84 on Wednesday. Wednesday night, partly cloudy skies, a low near 52. Thursday, mostly sunny and cooler with a high near 78. Thursday night, mostly clear, low near 50. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 77. Friday night, partly cloudy, a low near 51. Saturday, heading into your weekend, mostly sunny, a high of 76. Saturday night, chance of showers, mostly cloudy, a low near 50. That's your weather forecast for this hour from KCAA 106.5 FM and 1050 AM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Hi, it's Dave Collins in Snow Country. A little bit of everything this past weekend, from some fresh snow, stashes of fresh powder left over, spring-like conditions at some of the mountains, and a few fresh flakes falling at our trails as well. Mountain High right now with 8 runs. They ski on some spring conditions. Also, Bear Mountain with 2 dozen runs on a packed powder surface. They're at 100%. 100% of the terrain open for you at Mammoth Mountain. Bear Valley going with 57 trails on a packed powder surface. The NASTAR is now open on weekends. Squaw Valley going with over 100 trails. You've got over 80 runs right now at Alpine Meadows in California. You've got Arizona Snowball going with 38 trails on a mostly packed powder surface and 4 inches of fresh powder over the weekend at Mount Bachelor up north in Oregon. They've got 100% of their terrain open for you. That's almost 3,700 acres, 88 trails for you to ski down and explore. Snow Summit with over 2 dozen trails. You'll find almost 3 dozen trails at June Mountain. China Peak right now with over 40 runs. There's more at snowcountry.com. I'm Dave Collins on KCAA 1050 AM and the all-new 106.5 FM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station, where your business comes first.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we are on the brink, the morning show on KCAA, AM 1050 and FM 106.5. So there's an article in the Redlands Loma Linda Patch, which is a local newspaper with an absolutely adorable name, that about daylight savings time. So there's an Assembly Bill 2496 that would end the practice of seasonal time changes in California, undoing a law that voters approved back in 1949. Assembly Bill 2496 would end the practice of daylight savings time in California. No spring forward, no falling back. The bill has been introduced by California Assemblyman Kansan Chu, who's a Democrat from San Jose, who's following the lead of several other states in trying to pass similar legislation. In 2015, a dozen states were considering DST, daylight savings time legislation, including Oregon, Washington, and Alaska. Currently, only Arizona and Hawaii take a pass on the seasonal time change twice a year. Chu believes things could change in California. Health complaints from constituents led him to research the effect of the twice-yearly time jolts. He said, I heard some complaints last year from some of the senior citizens in my district and their care providers who say that this 1 hour difference really impacted their lives. And he told this to the Sacramento Bee. Chu also cites research notably a study from Indiana indicating the so-called energy benefits of daylight savings time may be a misnomer. There was an Indiana study that looked at what, if any, the effect of switching to daylight savings time had for the state back in the years 2004 to 2006. According to researchers, contrary to the intent of DST, the yearly time change actually increased the residential electricity demands of customers. However, Indiana is so very different from California. I don't know that it really applies here. They use their heater a lot more than we do in the winter. We use our air conditioner a lot more than they do in the summer. And so it's I don't know that applies. But they're still thinking so that even though the conclusions may not be totally correct for California, they're wanting to do this in this state. So, Todd, how do you feel about daylight savings?
Well, as you were alluding to, the California Energy Commission has thrown some questions onto the Indiana study, but it seems to me like it's simple enough to go and look at some of the past years' energy use and make a decision about what does and doesn't work in California. All that information's out there and is available, so they should be able to just calculate it over past years pretty easily and make a decision as to whether or not it makes sense. Personally, I'm all for it. I would love to not set the clocks back. I remember as a kid laying in bed at night, looking out at the well-lit outside, going, "Why am I in bed now?"
Because you were 7 and it was 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, every child who's ever laid in bed and looked out at the sun still shining, going, "What the heck? This is not right. It's summer. I should not be doing this." For every little kid who's been in that position, yes, we want to get rid of daylight saving. I'm all for it. I've never thought it made a lot of sense.
Well, apparently there's a website called an End Daylight Savings Time that has an End Daylight Savings Time national petition that allows people to a chance to send a form letter in to end daylight savings. I didn't realize there was such a big movement on this. And nearly 83,000 mailings have occurred since Saturday morning. Daylight savings saves no daylight, and it messes with people's biological clocks, says the Santa Clara petitioner. This results in decreased productivity, missed meetings, and accidents attributed to the time shift, an archaic, outdated practice that needed to end a long time ago, adds a woman from Orange. I agree. I mean, it's not like we're getting up early for a harvest, and even if we did, we could put out lights. I mean, it's not 1949 anymore.
Yeah, well, and most of us have this wild and crazy piece of technology on the wall called a thermostat. And so, when it's hot out, we set the thermostat and it comes on and off regardless of where the sun is in the sky,
Exactly.
And so
Exactly. Well, and you can set both the heater and the air conditioner so that you, spoiled rotten thing, can have your house be the same temperature all year long.
Mm-hmm. And and if you want to pay those bills, you can do it, and if not, you turn it off, and
exactly,
you use a fan and a blanket. I mean,
exactly.
It's either way, regardless of where the sun is in the sky, people make their decisions about what comfort level they want to deal with, and I don't think that the daylight savings time, once they do the research, I think they're going to find in California, like in Indiana, that it's not going to make that big of a deal.
No, and I hope just pick one and we'll stick with it. We'll get used to it, and that'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that during World War II, somebody said, "Let's do this; it'll be wonderful," and they went, "Okay, let's do it. It's wonderful," and nobody ever actually stopped to say, "Well, is it really wonderful?" And people lived a little differently then.
Yeah, they did. They did.
That was a long time ago,
and we didn't need to be out in the late in the day and into the evening bringing in a harvest. We don't need to do that anymore.
Right. We didn't whip out our iPhone and turn off our thermostat when we were away because we forgot.
Yeah,
not that we all do that now, but we could.
We could. That's 70 years later. It's time to update this archaic law. I'm right there with that. So Disneyland is to adopt tiered pricing on their one-day tickets because their tickets aren't expensive enough. Tiered pricing.
Yes, this is not in order to give you a better deal on the one-day pass.
No.
It's to give Disney a better deal.
Yes.
They say it's crowd management. That's what
management,
they call it.
My eye. Okay. Well, and maybe it is. I mean, obviously, if you make it more expensive, it keeps the riffraff out, right? I mean, that's really what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
So, tickets to the happiest place on earth will undergo a major change.
I'm Riff and you're Raff.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. As Disney parks implement seasonal pricing on single-day admission tickets. Starting Sunday, which was yesterday, tickets to Disneyland and Disney World will be offered at three different rates: value, regular, and peak. Tickets will be most expensive on peak days, such as winter holidays and at times during the summer when school is out. However, park visitors would pay less for a one-day ticket during the value period when attendance is expected to be lower. Buying a regular ticket in non-peak periods or purchasing multi-day park tickets and annual passes would deliver more flexibility and value.
See, I thought they were saying like it's a multi-tiered ticket on a given day. So you come in at a certain time, you get a different price for your ticket. Or, this ticket lets you go to the front of the line. This ticket lets you go to the middle of the line. And this ticket makes you go way to the back of the line. It's like Three Little Pigs.
Or going back to, this is an E-ticket, and that's for all the cool rides. And then there's the A ticket for all the kiddie rides.
So they used to cost $99, and now they're going to be $95, $105, and $119, which is a net increase in cost.
Yes, it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. I honestly think that Disneyland needs to build another park. If
in the sky, where are they going to do that? They've used all their land.
But it doesn't have to be in Anaheim. It could be in Texas. It could be Louisiana. It could be in South Carolina. I mean, it could be anywhere. I mean, obviously they're going to pick the place that has the most pleasant weather. But there's no Disneyland in the middle of the country. So maybe
there's
they build
some property right next to Lambeau Field in Wisconsin.
Oh my God! It would always be closed.
Yeah, it'd have to be indoors.
I was thinking Vegas. But,
you know what, though? A lot of people, there's a lot of people. They have Disney World in Florida, and it's wildly popular, and lots of people on the East Coast go there. But there's a lot of people who still say, but I want to go to the first one. I want to go to the original. I want to go to Disneyland.
But if there's a third park,
it's the place.
I get that. But if there's a third park and, it's getting started so the hotels don't cost you an arm and a leg and your firstborn child, it's not totally congested. You might go. I mean, say it's in southern Utah, right? I mean, there's a family or two in Utah that might want to go to Disney World or Disneyland or Disney, whatever they call it. I just think it's time for Disney to build another park.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they've built them out around the world. But we're a big place. You're right. The central Disneyland needs to happen.
It does. It needs to happen, and then make the prices so that families can actually go. I mean, because if you're spending, $100, and I'm just rounding because it's an easy number to think about, and you've got a couple of kids, and that's $400. You haven't parked yet. You haven't bought an ice cream cone at Carnation yet.
The goofy little hat with ears that you'll never ever wear again.
Exactly. All this stuff it costs you a fortune, and most families can't afford that, or many families can't afford that. And the vision.
Well, a lot of people around. It's a save up once in a lifetime vacation kind of thing. It's not like us here in Southern California think of it as, oh, it's a place you can go run over to, and a lot of people, that's why they spring for the passes, because you can go for an hour or two and then come and leave, because you don't feel like you're invested in spending every second there for the money you spend on that day.
Right. Right. Well, but you want steady crowds, everyday crowds, as well as the big trip crowds. You want them both. If you're Disney, I don't know. It seemed to me that Walt Disney wanted everybody to be able to go to Disneyland, and that vision
I agree.
I
think that's what Walt wanted. I think that they're at a point now where they want the big trip crowds. They're pricing it for the big trip crowds because I think they can fill their park every day with those, and they're the local pass getting in thing. They're still doing it, but they're kind of doing it begrudgingly, I think.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
That's the sense I get anyway.
Yeah, but these are the people who are there every day. Well, okay, I'm not in that business, so maybe my perceptions are wrong.
Yeah, and all I'm doing is I'm not disagreeing with what I think you're saying, which is this is how they should be and this is how Walt wanted it. Exactly. What I'm saying is the reality of it is, when looking at how they're pricing it, I'm getting the sense that what they're telling us between the lines, because of the way they've priced it, is we really don't want the Southern California people to show up every day. And I'm sure if asked that, they would deny it completely, because it's that's not a friendly thing to say. But
I'm sure you're right.
But there's they're making plenty of money by those once in a lifetime trip people who would pay $150 as quickly as they'd pay $110, and so they're going, well, why not charge $150 then, or whatever?
Yeah, because I'm sure your daily Southern California crowd is not going to buy the Minnie Mouse dresses for their kids. They're not going to, buy all of the stuff, because really, what is Disneyland? It is a mall with rides, and so it's not only do they want to get you there, they want to get you there to buy stuff. That
said, when my children were younger, we had the pass. My daughters had the Minnie Mouse dress, which I think Jensen passed on to Katie, which passed on to Reagan, which passed on to Jean and Nora, my nieces, and so they all did their Minnie Mouse dresses, and we went down there, and they screamed and cried when the giant mouse head came walking over to say hi. And we got pictures of it, and it was, a joyous occasion. Remember it fondly, right up until I destroyed and lost all of our digital pictures.
Oh, ouch. All right, on that happy note, it's 6:46. It's time for a break. I'm Aaron Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA, AM 1050 and FM 106.5. We'll be right back.
Your voice, your opinions, heard round the world at www.kcaaradio.com. The station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA.
In the mood for some great Chinese food? Well, Mr. Yu's Chinese Food is where you need to be. Mr. Yu's Chinese Food not only has a delicious dinner menu, they also offer delicious lunch specials, including their yummy fried rice and chow mein. But get this, it also includes any 2 items just for $5.85. Or you can get any 1 item for only $4.85. You should also try their Big Bowl special for just $4.10. The service is fast and friendly. Mr. Yu's Chinese Food is located at 256 Carousel Mall in San Bernardino, California. To contact Mr. Yu's Chinese Food, call 909-383-0195. Again, that's 909-383-0195. And yes, the Carousel Mall is still open.
That's right! What have I learned so far? I've learned that dropping out of high school was my decision. But as a single mom, that decision affected more than just me. To set an example, I had to be the example. I found a free high school diploma program at Learn for Life that fits around my busy life. I have a team of teachers, tutors, and counselors that really care. I learn at my pace in an environment that is safe and comfortable. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN, the number 4, LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Are you looking for the right place to purchase your landscaping items? Well, come see us at Hydroscape. Hydroscape offers a large selection of irrigation products including Irritrol and Toro, such as their efficient precision nozzles. For 40 years, Hydroscape has been family owned and operated, serving Southern California. With 17 locations, our knowledgeable and experienced staff is equipped to help you with all your irrigation, landscape, and outdoor living projects. Whether you're installing irrigation systems, wanting to maintain a healthy landscape, or simply create a beautiful lit space for outdoor entertaining, Hydroscape is the place to go. Visit our website at hydroscape.com for more information and find helpful articles on our blog, or call our customer service center at 1-800-395-4477.
Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company has been serving the greater Inland Empire for over 60 years. For all of your printing needs, from full-color printing to high-speed copying and everything in between, go to Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. Their staff is committed to your total satisfaction. Great service isn't just lip service at Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. It's the way they do business year after year. Having trouble finding drafting supplies? Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company still carries a complete selection. Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company is rated high in customer satisfaction by Value Star, an independent rating company. For all of your personal or business printing, call Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company at 909-792-3478. That's 792-3478, or visit them on New York Street in Redlands off the I-10 and the Crosstown Freeway.
Larry Burnett here, inviting you to join Mark Mancini, Fred Wallen, and me for Open Season every Thursday at 3:05 p.m. here on KCAA. We talk sports the way real sports fans talk sports, and we talk sports with some of the biggest names in the game. Names like Vin Scully, Jerry West, Goldberg, Tommy John, Sam Bam Cunningham, and Byron Scott. We tackle the issues and we don't pull any punches. So join us for Open Season every Thursday afternoon here on KCAA AM and FM.
That's 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
Miss something today, yesterday, last week? Check out our podcasts at www.kcaaradio.com. We leave no listener behind.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Todd Brinker.
And we are on The Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. One of the things that I just realized today's a leap day.
It is.
It is February 29th.
Once every 4 years.
Right. I mean, so it kind of, happy leap day, everybody. And if leap day is your birthday, happy birthday.
Yeah, this time next year won't happen until 4 years from now.
Exactly. I know, it's kind of wild. So happy leap day, everybody. So on the internet is filled with people who post nothing but platitudes about being successful, about being happy, about, controlling the good things in your, controlling your life.
It's all lies.
It is. It's all lies. So if you can get, this is an article from The Week from February 28th yesterday that I absolutely love. You get all kinds of happiness advice on the internet from people who don't know what they're talking about. And it's so true. Don't trust them. Actually, don't trust me either, says the author, Eric Barker. Trust neuroscientists. They study the gray blob in your head all day and have learned a lot about what will truly make you happy. UCLA neuroscience researcher Alex Korb has some insight that can create an upward spiral of happiness in your their life. And here's what you and I can learn from people who really have answers. Number one is the most important question to ask when you feel down. Sometimes it doesn't feel like your brain wants to be happy. You may feel guilty or shameful. Why? Believe it or not, guilt and shame activate the brain's reward center, which seems counterintuitive. Despite their differences, pride, shame, guilt all activate similar neural circuits, including dorsomedial prefrontal cortex, amygdala, insula, and the nucleus.
Brain parts.
Blech. Interestingly, pride is the most powerful of these emotions at triggering activities in these regions, except in the nucleus accumbens, where guilt and shame win out. This explains why it can be so appealing to heap guilt and shame on ourselves. They're activating the brain's reward center. So there's a reward center when you start feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah. But the question is, they say, what's the question you should ask yourself? And unfortunately, it's kind of poorly written because they ask the question and then they talk for an hour about all of what's going wrong. The question they say you should ask yourself is, what am I grateful for? That by focusing your brain on what you're grateful for, that you can then kind of jumpstart or jump past some of these other issues of guilt and shame and worry, and get your brain focused on something positive and start that upward spiral by thinking about things that you're grateful for. That gratitude affects your brain at a biological level.
Okay, so people do worry, and you do have some relief when you worry, because at least you feel like you're doing something, like you've got this problem coming up, you're worrying about it, you're thinking about it, and maybe you'll come to a solution, and there's this kind of relief.
Yeah, it kind of feeds on itself because you feel like you're doing something, but you're not really doing anything. You're just spinning your wheels worrying.
Right, but that at least it tells you why people get stuck in that place of worry.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So do you know what it asks the question, do you know what the antidepressant Wellbutrin does? It boosts the neurotransmitter dopamine. Apparently so does gratitude, which is wild. And Oprah did a show years and years ago about gratitude and keeping a gratitude diary and making it a point to look at something positive in your life every day and how that changes your outlook. The benefits of gratitude starts with dopamine in the brain because feeling grateful activates the brain stem region that produces the dopamine. Additionally, gratitude towards others increases activity in social dopamine circuits, which makes social interactions more enjoyable. So, you know what Prozac does? Boosts neurotransmitter serotonin, and so does gratitude, which, you don't need the antidepressants, apparently. No. We're not saying that at all. But
yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of people who take antidepressants who start feeling better and feel like they don't need to take them anymore, and then they spiral back down. So, that's one of those horrible cycles that you want to get into. But you can certainly help yourself by expressing gratitude.
So, yeah, apparently gratitude, it makes you happy, and it starts a positive feedback loop. The number 2 thing that they list is you label your negative feelings.
Call mine Bart.
They didn't say name. It's kind of the same thing. If you feel...
I can label it Bart.
Yes. You feel awful? Okay, give that awfulness a name. Sad, anxious, angry. Boom. It's that simple. Sounds stupid? Your noggin disagrees. Apparently it does. And apparently suppressing emotions doesn't work and can backfire on you. So that waspy tendency to pretend like there are no emotions because they're messy and you don't want to put them out there. Apparently that's bad for your brain. It's a guy thing?
Guy thing. No emotions.
It's a waspy thing too. A white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. It goes back to our English roots because we don't emote. We're not supposed to emote.
Lip.
Exactly. There's no emoting allowed.
Right.
So labeling apparently does make a big difference.
We shall endeavor to persevere.
Exactly.
Great line from Clint Eastwood movie.
So number 3, you have to make the decision. Ever make a decision and your brain finally feels at rest? That's no random occurrence. Brain science shows that making decisions reduces worry and anxiety as well as help you solve problems. But if you're indecisive, you're kind of screwed. That was my editorial.
What? That wasn't in the article?
No, it's not. No, as I get into these places where I'm indecisive. I can't make a decision. I'm like, well, I could do A or B, but if I do A or B and blah, 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 and this endless thing, and I finally make a decision and live with it, it's like, why did I agonize over that? That was stupid. But I don't know, maybe
the
that's
long-term stress of doing some of that stuff is not, it's detrimental. It's non-positive.
So number 4 is touch people. No, not indiscriminately. That could get you in a lot of trouble.
Walk down the street.
So it's and I am not a toucher. I am not like a hugger. I'm not a toucher.
You know Tobin, right?
He's very huggy. He really is. But apparently we need to feel love and acceptance from others. That's a no-brainer. When we don't, it's painful. And I don't mean awkward or disappointing. I mean actually painful. This is according to this article. Neuroscientists did a study where people played a ball-tossing video game. Other players tossed the ball to you and you tossed it back to them. Actually, there were no other players. That was all done by a computer program. But the subjects were told the characters were controlled by real people. So what happened when the other players stopped playing nice and didn't share the ball? Subjects' brains responded the same way. They experienced physical pain. Rejection doesn't just hurt like a broken heart. Your brain feels it like a broken leg.
Yeah. No, it's funny because here they're not even talking about physical touching. They're just talking about interacting with somebody. And if somebody doesn't want to interact with you or interacts rudely with you, that affects you badly.
It does.
So you need to feel loved. Gosh, that shouldn't be a shock to anybody, right?
Exactly. So be nice. Think positive thoughts. You know, it's the 6:59. I'm Erin Brinker.
And Tobin, get well. I'm Todd Brinker.
Oh, yeah. Tobin, get well. And we are on The Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. Have a great day, everybody.
You're listening to KCAA, Loma Linda, California. The best station in the nation.
Followed by pending home sales and then the Dallas Federal Reserve survey. Lumber liquidators weighing in this morning with a greater than expected decline in quarterly sales. The flooring company has been hurting since a 60-minute story alleging some of its products can raise the risk of getting cancer. Cisco is slashing about 1,200 jobs over the next 15 months. The layoffs are part of the food distribution services plan to boost profits. And Consol Energy announcing it would sell its Buchanan mine and other coal assets for $420 million. The company is using the proceeds of the sale to reduce its debt. Consol, like many energy companies, is struggling amid a continued slump in commodities prices. Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio.
Welcome back. You're listening to Meh in the Morning with C-list guests, boring callers, and that one song we keep playing. Brought to you by the same old breakfast muffin sandwich. It doesn't get more meh than this. Trust me.
Move on from meh mornings. Try the Breakfast Crunch Wrap from Taco Bell. Stuffed with scrambled eggs, bacon, and melted cheddar cheese, plus a whole crispy hash brown, wrapped up and freshly grilled in a warm tortilla. The Breakfast Crunch Wrap. It's more of a meal than a muffin. Wake up, live Moss. At participating locations served during breakfast hours.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Lopez. You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital. The first smile after surgery, a girl walking when they said she wouldn't, parents getting good news. But miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Please join me in supporting Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Put your money where the miracles are.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard. For this morning, we've got sunny skies, a high near 84. Tonight, mostly clear, low near 54. Sunny with a high near 87 on Tuesday, mostly clear. Tuesday night, low near 54 once again. Sunny with a high near 84 on Wednesday. Wednesday night, partly cloudy skies, a low near 52. Thursday, mostly sunny and cooler with a high near 78. Thursday night, mostly clear, low near 50. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 77. Friday night, partly cloudy, a low near 51. Saturday, heading into your weekend, mostly sunny, a high of 76. Saturday night, chance of showers, mostly cloudy, a low near 50. That's your weather forecast for this hour from KCAA 106.5 FM and 1050 AM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
It's It's time for your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker. In Riverside, we have stop-and-go traffic on the 91 westbound between Magnolia Avenue and Green River Road. The 91 east is slow from Van Buren to Central. The 71 south is busy between Pine Avenue and the 91. In Ontario, slow traffic on the 60 westbound between the 15 and the 57 Orange Freeway. The 10 west is slow and go from Sierra to White. The 210 west is busy in patches from between Haven and Foothill. In Lake Elsinore, slow traffic on the 15 northbound between Lake Street and El Cerrito Road. In Corona, slow traffic on the 15 northbound between Hidden Valley Parkway and Haruba Street. The 15 south is slow in pockets from the 210 and the 60, between the 210 to the 60. In Ontario, there's an accident. The shoulder is blocked on the 15 northbound at Highway 60. A jackknife big rig is on the right shoulder. Continue to expect some slowing through the scene. In Ontario, an accident has been cleared on the 15 southbound before Haruba. In Paris, slow traffic on the 215 northbound between Nuevo Road and Van Buren Boulevard. And finally, in Moreno Valley, slow traffic on the 215 northbound between Alessandro Boulevard and University Avenue. The 60 west is busy between Day Street and the 215. This has been your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker.
This report brought to you by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Rush hour commute running you ragged? Grab a 5-Hour Energy Shot and stay feeling alert. Now this is time for 5-Hour Energy Shots.
Hi, it's Dave Collins in Snow Country. A little bit of everything this past weekend, from some fresh snow, stashes of fresh powder left over, spring-like conditions at some of the mountains, and a few fresh flakes falling at our trails as well. Mountain High right now with 8 runs. They ski on some spring conditions. Also Bear Mountain with 2 dozen runs on a